Welcome to ATB-TV. I'm Darren Dance here with Peter Morganti at the Ballarat Turf Club, and Pete, we've got our big banner standing here behind us, just in case no one knows who we are.
Yeah, it's just a new little innovation, just it's come up alright, Darren, I think. Yeah.
Done a good job.
Yep.
Anyway, look, we're going to run through our runners and results from last week, our upcoming runners for this week.
Yep.
And then we've got a couple of pieces of news that we'll get into later on. So
We had half a dozen punch around here this morning in the trials as well. So,
yeah, we had some nice trials here on pretty much a heavy track here at Ballarat today with all the rain, but it has dried up now. Anyway, let's go back, Pete. Where do we go to?
We'll turn to the bottom of the page. We go all the way back. We actually had a good week, Darren. We could have been so much better, but we'll take 1.5 winners and a nose second. Back to Geelong, where we did have our winner. Stringer Bell was very good first up, dead eating the first.
Yeah, he did. He won really well, and it was a good ride by Brad for that horse to dead heat first up at Geelong. Really good ride and a really good run by that horse. He's building up quite an impressive little record now, and Stringer Bell's going to be a nice horse going forward.
Yep.
I'm sure there's a city class race in him, and he's one of those horses that's very genuine. You can put him anywhere a race and he really hits the line, so we probably just don't know how good that horse is at this point.
No, exactly. And Brad Bruilla obviously rode him, and he rode Equieto a little earlier, and maybe a little message after the Equieto run might have brought Stringer Bell's win to the fore, but Equieto wide all the way, finished fifth.
Yeah, look, just got to forget he went around. He drew wide, and Brad couldn't get in, and he was stuck wide, and the horse was never going to figure in the finish with a run like that, so, you know, Brad got a roasting from Weary after it, and rightly so, and yeah, he did make amends for Stringer Bell, but look, Equieto for the owners, just, as I said, just forget he went round. It was a bad ride from a bad gate on a tight little track, and we're just got to wait for him sometime in the next week or so. Yep,
for sure. Caulfield, the next day we had Tyo finished down the track, but he was probably a little uncomfortable on the surface.
Yeah, it was a really disappointing run. You know, that had been kind of his intersection race, all prep. We wanted to get him to the 2000, put him in the naturalism and just, you know, get a guide on where we were with him, whether he's actually come back as good as he was a year or two ago, or whether he just needed to sneak off to some of these easier country cups races. But unfortunately we got no guide because I didn't really think it was a great ride by Harry Coffey. He's not an actual sit and sprint horse. You can't just cruise along and then ask him to quicken. You've actually got to get him up there and get him going and wind him up. Secondly, the soft track didn't help him at all. He's got terrible form on anything but good. So there's a couple of reasons there that he got beat so far, but you know, that was an ordinary run. Discussions with Darren Weir on Saturday night is we've switched him back to the Ballarat course now. Where he said to me he's probably a little bit too fat for his liking, so he's going to get a fair pizzling over the next couple of weeks before we see him somewhere. But yeah, look, he's earmarked to go to the Melbourne Cup. I don't think he'll go there. I think there's going to be too much rain around, and we're just got to wait for a good track somewhere. So disappointing on the day, but I wouldn't give up on that horse just yet.
No. The following day, Pakenham Synthetic, and we found our second winner for the week in Carragh on air. I think we're getting close to getting that pronunciation right. It was an excellent win. Yeah,
it was a good win. Fastnet Rock Colt, having his second race start, trained by Hayes and Dabernick. Expensive yearling, was about 300,000 from memory. So he'd want to be winning at Pakenham, and he'd want to be showing a bit of class. Now, we've liked him all the way through. I know the team have liked him and thought that at the same stage he's got a little bit on Firehouse Rock. His first up run was on a heavy track, which he was only 80% fit, and he resented it and ran 7th. But Walker declared him midweek, as you know from the owner's video. He declared him after his Gallop Wednesday win.
Yep.
And those who actually watched the video took the 35 to 1. And he came in, I think he started about $13, but it was a good win. And, you know, interestingly enough, he's still got plenty of upside, that horse. He's nowhere near fit, he's nowhere near race smart. And you'll see him, he's been moved across to the Adelaide stable now because we need good tracks. Yeah. And we're going to hope for get a couple of races over there so we can get his rating up. And who's to say he won't play a part later on in the spring?
Michael Walker hasn't always been on the Christmas card list, but a little bit of initiative from the wide gate after he jumped, which was good to see.
Yeah, well, he owed us that big time, plus about 10 more.
We also had Maple's Image kick off his career and finished 9th.
Yeah, disappointing run. Done a lot wrong.
Exactly
and
right.
Jack said, made a bit of noise coming back over the line. Veterinary test on Tuesday showed that she had what's called pharyngitis, which is, in human terms, a really sore throat.
Yeah.
And she needs some antibiotics for a week. And so once again, just got to forget she went round. And yeah, they'll get her right, and she'll be back racing 3 or 4 weeks' time. And you know, a big form reversal wouldn't surprise.
Yeah, for sure. Following day, I went to Casterton, where the floods have diminished down there. There's a lot of potholes on the road, I'll give you the tip.
Were your sandbags still there?
No, they were Charlton, the sandbags, not Casterton.
Oh,
I actually got feedback on that.
Did you?
Poor bugger being set up there.
Well, it was a really good communal effort.
Yeah, well...
I got feedback. Someone said, wouldn't it be quicker for you just to lay down? That's a bit rude.
Who was that bastard?
That was someone that resides up in Kununurra.
Oh, righto. He can help you. Good on you, Phil.
He's got a warped sense of humour, that man.
Anyway, I did get to the track and we're seeing Zoom's day debut. And look, it was a fair run. He jumped well. We had gate 1. Casterton, pretty tight track. Just when they skipped, they get sprinting about 100, 150 from the turn. He was just off the bit. But he held his ground on the line, and I suppose the positive was Dean said he got through the ground and he did have a bit of a blow after it, so natural improvement. He'll, you know, you're thinking a similar sort of maiden, you'd be hoping he was in amongst the money next start.
Yeah, well, the winner was just too good, wasn't it?
Oh,
skipped away, you know, had the run of the race, skipped away, but I thought Zoom's day first up was quite good. Well, Darren just thought if we could run the top 3 or 4, he'd be happy with that. He had the short price favourite, it ran 3rd, we weren't far behind it. You'd think, and it's done plenty of racing, that horse, so you'd think we'd make ground on that horse now with natural experience and fitness. So Zoom's day won't be far away at his next start wherever he goes, and I don't think it matters whether he's on top of the ground or he's on a wet track. I think that run under his belt, Mum was pretty quick, so I think you know, he's got a future.
Yep, agree. The following day at Echuca, which was the transferred Wangaratta meeting, we failed by an inch for our 3rd winner of the week with Dorsivist, who ran another second, Darren. I think it's 4 or maybe 5 in a row, so talk about knocking on the door.
Yeah, well, he's an interesting horse, Dorsivist. Didn't cost hardly any money as a young horse, and he's been really competitive. He's only won the 1 race, but I think he's run 5 seconds in a row, and that was second up this time. And as you said, 1 more stride, he probably gets that horse, but yeah, he's going super, and he's given the owners a lot of fun. And you know, for a horse that was labelled doesn't handle the wet last prep, he's had 2 runs this prep on heavy 10s, and he's gone down by not a lot on both times. And we think he's better on top of the ground. So yeah, he's in for a good prep. He's genuine, and he's going to more than pay his way.
Yeah, looks funny. His form's all synthetic and then heavy 10s.
Yeah,
so
got that wrong.
Yeah. We also had Cullinan second up, and
he was in the same race.
Yeah, second up in the same race. And
not a lot was expected.
No.
Second up, heavy track, 1600, big ask, and ran accordingly. But he should be fit enough now, and you think in his next couple of starts, he's going to step up to the plate.
Yeah, for sure. Apparently there's a bit of audio trouble from the rear end. I'm not sure I understand.
No post races came through because we weren't on track to do it professionally, Pete.
We don't often miss Darren, though.
No, well, it caught us out being moved to Echuca, didn't it, really? And just couldn't get there, unfortunately.
Yeah. So we don't hear anything from young D, but I think
we know what we got.
Yeah, for sure. That's it.
So that was 2 winners and a close second.
Close second, and Zoom's day 4th. Equiato, not much luck. So we're around about the mark. It was a good week, considering how we've been rolling. Yeah.
It was good to get back in the winners' circle.
Yeah. Now we roll into Friday. We have Dash and Maple at Swan Hill. Dean Yendall on board, Barry 9 over 1200. Now she debuted at that wet track at Benalla, so we would think she'd take plenty of benefit from that run.
That's quite a while ago now, isn't it?
You'd be heading towards a bit over 2 weeks. Yeah.
She's a good filly. She was actually supposed to run on the weekend, but she drew bad, so we elected to scratch and save her for this meeting.
Yeah.
And she's a filly that's just shown a little bit, and a really good showing first up won't surprise anyone.
And
without telling you,
the top of the ground up there too, there won't be a heavy 10 either.
No. Goes all right, that filly.
Yes, and that night we have My Obsession in a benchmark 84 fillies and mares 1600. She's third up and must be getting close to
What barrier?
peak fitness. Draw barrier 6, Michael D, claiming 1.5. She probably, it's a set weight for her, she probably doesn't come in real well against some of them, but the 1.5 kilo off certainly helps.
Well, it doesn't matter where that mare runs, she runs well.
Yes.
And she's a quality horse and she's got good form and she's very consistent with her record. Doesn't matter what the ground is either, really. Gee, she's going to be right in that race, I would have thought. Dee rode her last start and it was a good run.
Yeah.
So you think if she's taking any more improvement there, she's going to be really hard to beat Friday night.
And she's got to win on that track before she hurt herself last
Yeah.
prep.
No, she goes good.
Yeah. We move to the Saturday where we have Streets of Dubai. Second emergency in the race over there, but you've noted that there's already been a scratching and David Hayes is confident that he'll get a run. Matthew Nielsen to ride over 1,000.
Yeah, well the distance might be a bit short, but he's a horse that doesn't handle the synthetic as we saw last time. Doesn't really handle the wet, and at this time of the year there's really not a lot of races for him here in Victoria if you don't handle the synthetic or the wet. So we've taken him to Adelaide, hoping that we can get on top of the ground, and we need to get a couple of wins into this bloke if he's going to achieve the goals that have been set, and there are some lofty goals late in the spring for this horse because he's got a lot of talent. So look, he kicks off in Adelaide on Saturday. My only query will be the 1,000, but if he's as good as they reckon, he should be winning.
Yeah. David mentioned if he didn't get a run, I think the following week I think it's out to 1,300, but he was fairly confident that he could get the work in and it wouldn't sort of worry. But let's hope we're not
It'll worry me
about
first
that. And I think for the owners, we can't make it, but Paul Noble, one of the owners, is going to be there and hopefully get Matthew Nielsen's post-race.
Yeah, I'm sure Paul will do a good job.
Yeah, does a great job, Paul. Kembla Grange, we have Sovereign Wealth third up, and she's drawn a nice gate. Barrier 3, 1,300, Nick Hayward.
Yeah, Snowden's trained this mare by long row. She was awesome first up and terrible second up. Just got ridden too close to the lead last start and just had nothing left. I know Peter Snowden was pretty annoyed. So she goes there. Hopefully the rider puts her in the right spot this time and she'll be hitting the line strong, and she's got to be hard to beat.
Yeah, for sure. Gate 3, shouldn't be doing too much wrong from there. Sunday, we did have quite a few nominated. We ended up with 2 of Matthew Williams as running medial, barrier 1, benchmark 70, 1,235 metres, so it's either rails out there or something for the odd distance. He hasn't had a run for a while because, unfortunately, because of wet tracks and cancellations, but he's probably going to go there. I don't know what the weather forecast is, but I think it might end up only being a 5 or 6 if we don't get any rain.
Yeah, he's a victim of the wet winter in Victoria where they call him off or go synthetic and it doesn't suit. But look, I know there's 5 or 6 mils forecast Saturday night, so hopefully that comes.
Yeah.
And the track is rain affected and soft. There's been absolutely no warm weather here at all, or very little wind even to dry it out. So I'm still thinking we'll get a wet track if that rain comes Saturday night. And look, should be his race, shouldn't it?
Well, I was only a field of 9 or 10, it's similar to the Bendigo one he won, so...
No, it should be his race. I think we'd be disappointed if he didn't win that, Pete, without going through the form. But you know, it's his right grade, it's his right distance, and you know he should be really there to win.
No jocks up yet, but that same day Socorro Cup day. I think the likes of Yandel and etc. will be there. So I'll pump a rider up as we get this to air. We've also got Savar Spirit and a 1750 metre maiden to third run this prep. Fortunately, she's drawn 14 to 14, but it probably won't matter. She'll race anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure. This filly, she's going okay.
She's had no luck with the gates.
No, she can't draw a barrier, and I don't know about Geelong either. But anyway, look, she's not a sit-sprint horse. She needs to be ridden along, and she needs to be attacking the lead from the 600 metre mark if she's going to run into it. And third up, she should be ready to go. I know she's still very much an immature filly, and she's got the mind of a 3-year-old, and you know she's struggling to keep the weight on. She's so immature. But whether she's good enough, I don't know. But I'll be just watching.
Same day, Murray Bridge across the border, She's Explosive mile, and the Poon Train's riding down. That's his name, Matthew Poon.
Matthew Poon.
They call him the Poon Train.
Yeah, well, I hope he's on a fast one. What do we got there? 1600. Where at?
Murray Bridge, and she
Bridge.
hasn't had a run for about 6 weeks.
No, well they've been washed out as well. There's been no no mile maidens. So look, she's on her last chance, this mare. You know, she's one that Matty Williams had, and we sent over to Adelaide just to see if we could win a race for the owners.
Yep.
And you know, she's really got to be doing it on Saturday. Apparently her work was pretty good on Tuesday, best she's worked since he's had her. So you'd think the tracks over there would be just as wet as they are here. And gets out to a mile, and if she's going to win a race for us, well, hopefully it's on Sunday.
Yep.
Monday? Sunday.
Sunday. Speaking of Monday, Rain Chevelle, we've sent her trial up in preparation for Monday.
That's Kilmore?
Kilmore. Damien Lane takes the ride in a 0 to 58, 14, 50 fillies and mares. Back in grade, third up. Probably needs to be right amongst the finish, Darren.
Oh, well, she won really good at, I think it was Mildura last prep, wasn't it? And then she just...
Chuka was one of the two, yeah.
Went really well anyway, won well. Yeah, it was a Chuka, I was there.
Yeah.
And, yeah, this prep she hasn't shown a lot.
No.
But she trialled good here.
Did trial good, yeah.
Today, so Damien Lane on, Kilmore, benchmark 58.
I think she's drawn.
Just got to be ridden aggressive. I'll be there Monday to make sure.
Yeah.
Because she only does what she has to.
Yeah, no. That's all I've got.
So far?
So far, Tuesday was I think everything we sort of would
They're
all out and they're all...
There's horses going everywhere.
Yeah, and we're going to add more after looking at the 6 that trialled here, one more trial and they'll be in the racing stable again.
We had 6 here trial with Darren Weir this morning. Might just quickly run through them. Tintaglia, just all these are going to have one more trial in a fortnight. They should be ready to race unless something goes wrong.
Yep.
But Tintaglia looked awesome. Johnny Allen's arms are about 3 foot longer than they were this morning. Yeah, she won that trial pretty easily.
Consider it was only 900.
Heavy track, she loves it. I just hope it keeps raining for her. Who else was in that trial? I'll tell you who went good. Was our approach was in that trial. She finished midfield. I had a chat to Darren Weir. He said she's going much better this time, holding her weight and condition, going well.
She was a maiden amongst horses that have won races. Yeah.
And then Yogi, he was out the back with Michelle Payne, and yeah, I think everyone saw his last 50 metres as he zoomed home there. So Yogi's going well. What else do we have? Silver Stratum.
He worked home nicely in his trial.
One more trial for him. He's coming back. He's come back well.
He was in against. Who's got to click back? Got me now.
The other horse.
The other horse. Ah, yes, Misty C. He trialled really well.
Yeah, so he's unraced, didn't he? Unraced
Sebring.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll just stay tuned for him. But yeah, all those horses there are nice horses.
They all trial well.
Yeah, they're only about a month off a run.
Yeah, for sure. So that was good. Nice to see.
Last week you had a little tipping comp.
I did. Yeah, it was based just a bit different. It was based on the tote dividends rather than a 3-2-1 point situation. And Michael Edwards was the winner, 31.50. Yeah, and his best bet got up, which was double the tote odds. Michael's in Red Handle and the All American up with Tony Gallagher.
Keen punter.
Well, he knew his stuff. He'd done it, and well, everyone else he flogged it.
Did he?
Yeah, absolutely. David Johnson was second with $20.40. So I think Dave's got a runner this week. I think he's in Sheeg's Explosive, and he's also in Cullinan, I think. So yeah, so there's a polo shirt coming Mr. Edwards' way. I think we'll do the same thing again this weekend, just while we've got a bit of spring racing. But I'll put that up in the newsletter with all the details.
Yep. Well, that's really good.
What have you got?
This morning, we had a nice little 2-year-old trial this morning at Eagle Farm Peak.
Ah, yeah.
With Tony Golan.
She's our star.
She's a star? She's a star, is it? Well, she's our star.
I think it's our star, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, she just went there for a nice, quiet 2-year-old trial and just supposed to be in amongst them and just cruise along. And
bang.
She smashed them.
Bang.
So she'll trial again in a fortnight and could be in the first 2-year-old race of the season at Eagle Farm.
Oh, that's exciting.
So the owners of that filly will be certainly watching that replay with interest.
Might have to go for a trip up there, Darren.
Yeah, well, it's going to be run on the 22nd of October is that filly's 1,000 metre race, so hopefully we can get there. She keeps eating and she doesn't...
Is that Caulfield Cup Day?
I think it might be Cox, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Cox Plate Day.
But that will be the day after our spring evening party.
Party,
Pete.
sounds good. Party.
We need a party because we'll be nearly finished foaling by then. So we are going to hold a function in Melbourne on Friday the 21st of October, and the details will come out next week. So it'll be an evening in Melbourne, finger food and drinks, and we want to celebrate the Spring Festival and announce a few awards for some of our owners, Owner of the Year and Horse of the Year, etc. And generally get together and have a great evening right on, almost in the middle of spring, isn't it?
That may be just before the Cox Plate as well. So
yeah, I think it's the night before the Cox Plate, and hopefully the weather might be a few degrees warmer.
It'll be warm inside there.
So yeah, so we'll announce the venue and the details probably through the week, Pete.
Sounds good.
Liz is just putting all that together right now, but that'll be Friday night, the 21st of October.
Lovely, sounds good.
And the other little piece of news, Pete.
Big news, Aaron.
Big news.
Big news.
Melbourne Cup Day. I think we'll be at Flemington.
What have we got, something in the 2-year-old?
We got something in the 2-mile race.
Ooh,
The Melbourne Cup itself.
The Cup?
Finally, after
First.
months and months of work, we have managed to purchase a horse for the Melbourne Cup this year. And his name is Heartbreak City.
Heartbreak City? What's the background there, Dale? Where'd you get in?
Well, he's come out of Ireland. And we bought him in conjunction with the trainer, Tony Martin, and the 3 blokes that are in him. He won the Ebor about a month ago, and we had Seismos in that race, and he beat Seismos by about 10 lengths. So he's coming for the Melbourne Cup. He's a very exciting stayer, and yeah, he looks the real deal.
Fully qualified, he's in.
Yeah, he's got 53 kilos, so he'll get a run, and he arrives on the second shipment, only coming for the 1 race.
Right.
And then he'll go back to the UK and probably go to Ascot or Cheltenham or one of those sort of meetings next year. But yeah, lovely horse. If he runs top 3 in the Cup, he'll be invited to the Japan Cup. So there's a bit of fun to be had there.
Lovely.
So you're hearing it first here on ATB-TV that ATB will have a runner in the Melbourne Cup. Heartbreak City. I think he's currently about 45 to 1 on some markets, and trained by Tony Martin, who has never been to Australia, and all the owners are Irish.
Yeah, so he's a full-on Irish boy.
So it's going to be quite interesting when the boys rock up. I think they're coming out Derby Eve. They'll be here for a week, so we're going to have a bit of fun over that weekend, Pete.
Sounds like good fun.
But no, I'm really excited to get that horse for the Cup, and if anyone's interested in getting involved in Heartbreak City for the Cup, you need to give me a ring. As I said, we've only bought a part of the horse, but it'll be running in the ATB colours, and we'll be making sure we have a really good time around that Flemington Carnival.
Should I rattle the coin box at home, Darren?
Yeah,
We've got the coin boxes.
Want to be a large coin box, Pete? But,
that's great news. This winds back to the Jackal breed.
Jackal breed, Dandino.
Yeah, unusual suspects.
Unusual. And
yeah, sort of certainly
tactical voice on, so yeah.
Creates a lot of interest and excitement.
Yeah, it is. So he'll be on the second shipment, so we're looking forward to getting down to Werribee and having a look at the quarantine and having a look at the horse in the flesh. But I don't know, we might put the link up here, Pete, of the Ebor and just have a look at his last 400. Have a look at this.
Has gone for home, his moment of glory, but here's Heartbreak City emerging as a huge threat. Antiquarium, Quick Jack, Shrewd Tordia and Oriental Fox, and it's Heartbreak City who breaks the heart of Seymour. His stablemate Quick Jack is out after him, but Heartbreak City is nicely clear on the run to the line. A huge moment for Adam McNamara, who rocks them on the nose wire, and Heartbreak City wins the Ebor.
What do you think of that?
Well, he's won it easy, Darren. And like I said, some good horses. And we know Seismos goes all right. I mean, he didn't have a lot of luck in the race, but yeah.
A few of those horses he beat by 4 lengths are actually coming for the Cup.
Yeah, you can't do much more than that.
No, so anyway, that's what we're doing and that's what we've been doing. Now, in addition to that, Pete, haven't had a lot of sleep the last month.
No.
Been pulling a few foals out of mares.
Be a dozen on the ground, Darren?
Yeah, and we've got some photos here for you to have a look at. well, there's some nice foals there. So I think we're about halfway through, Pete.
Yeah, some nice size names there. Brazen Bow, Not a Single Doubt. Geez, if we get half of them running, we're happy.
Fastnet Rock.
Fastnet Rocks, yeah.
Yeah, there are some nice foals there. So so far so good, but we're expecting around 20, maybe a few more.
Yep.
And yeah, as I said, we're about halfway. Fortunately or unfortunately, they all foal during the night, Pete. So
Not much sleep, Darren?
I don't mind it when they foal at 3:30 or 4 o'clock, because you just stay up, because it's about a 3-hour exercise. But yeah, when they foal at about 11 p.m. or midnight,
once the head's hit the pillar,
kind of kills you for the next 2 days. But yeah, we had one during the week by Tyrrell Toff at a hoop, absolute cracking colt for a first foal, weighed 59 kilos. Bearing in mind the average is about 52.
Yeah.
And then tonight, being Thursday night, I'm expecting a mare called Queen of Quilts that we bought to go to Dandino, expecting her to foal a deep field foal tonight at some stage. She's ready to go, and she's got all her teats are waxed up, and she's walking the fence, Pete, which is what they do. What they do, they tend to, well, they normally wax up on the teats, and then when they start to go into labour, and they start to walk the fence. So yeah, we spend
I can remember Beck doing that.
Twice a week.
Walking the fence.
Walking the fence. Well, I like to tell you, when I say they walk the fence, they make a trench about 6 inches deep that then fills up with water. So the boys are there at the moment with the shovel and the trailer and the topsoil, filling it up, filling the trench up again. So
well, let's hope she gets
she's walking the fence.
Get all that out of the
road.
So
hopefully tomorrow morning we'll be sending some photos out of a nice, healthy new foal. So
yeah, well, they were down the track, obviously, all those, syndication-wise.
2 years away.
We've got one on the website, Darren.
All-American colt, he's the last 2-year-old.
Yep.
30% left in him for Tony Golan. And
he's in work at the moment, going well.
yeah, he is. He actually rang me and told me I should get him named because he's a chance to run pre-Christmas as a 2-year-old. So he's actually really, really happy with that colt.
It's a nice type.
I better get him named even though I haven't sold all the shares.
Yep.
And over the next 2 weeks, we're now going through the process of getting all our yearlings organised for sale. And over the next 2 weeks, we'll send out an offer to all our clients first before we put them on the website and release them to the public.
Yep.
So I think there's 9 yearlings at home that will be selling a limited number of shares in each one. Some will only be 20 or 30% offered, as the breeders will be retaining them. But yeah, it's going to be quite a busy spring, Pete.
Yeah, and hopefully a busy one, but we can keep following out a few more winners now. We're just starting to get on a roll, I reckon.
Yeah, well, we've got a lot of good horses here trialling and ready to go. So looking forward to Rockalicious in the Blazer Group 2 in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
And looking forward to getting Toyu back on track and some of these other horses stepping up to the plate and just seeing where they're going to take us. Because one thing in this game, you just never quite know. I can remember thinking grand final day last year, La Paso was running in a 0 to 78 and then bang, she won a Group 2.
It's amazing, isn't it?
So that's what we love about the game. Anyway, I'm Darren Dance and my old mate Peter Morganti, the sandbagger. We'll see you next week. Go Cats, go Dogs.
Bye guys.